Hi Free Yoga community, and welcome to Simply Yoga Asana on Child's Pose. This class is really good for getting back into our practice when we've been really stressed out. It's good for anybody who's new to the practice, or for those of us that have been around and need a little time to release, relax, and restore. I hope that you find a moment of peace in a lifetime of learning. Let's find a comfortable seated position that can be cross-legged on our heels, whatever that means for you, so that you can allow your spine to be nice and long, slightly tucking the chin and softly closing the eyes, taking a moment to just notice the breath entering and exiting the body, however it does naturally. And then begin to elongate the inhales and the exhales. And just notice the subtle shift in the body and the focus as our breath shifts. And the right hand will be on our heart. We'll take a deep inhale in for 2, 3, 4. Hold at the top. 2, 3, 4. Exhale slowly. 2, 3, 4. Hold empty. 2, 3, 4. Inhale in. 2, 3, 4. Hold at the top. 2, 3, 4. Exhale slowly. 2, 3, 4. Hold empty. 2, 3, 4. Inhale in. Feel the belly as it rises. Hold at the top, gently giving yourself a little space. Exhale slowly, letting go. Hold empty, embracing the silence. Inhale in. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold at the top. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale slowly. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold empty. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale in. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold at the top. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale slowly. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold empty. 2, 3, 4, 5. Deep inhale in. And let it go. Now pull our knees into our chest, gently rocking from side to side, releasing the low back. You can stay right here. Place your elbows on the insides of your knees, feeling that pressing your hips and legs out. And then grab the outsides of the feet with the hands and pull the feet, the knees, down toward either side of your body. Long inhales and exhales, either hugging the knees in or in Happy Baby. You can straighten one leg and the other, waking up the hips and the legs, the toes, the arms, the long inhales and long exhales. Noticing where your thoughts are, noticing the focus, noticing the breath. Notice anything that pulls you away from that simple inhale and simple exhale. Wondering if we're doing it right, wondering if we're going to be in it much longer, if we're getting bored, if If we're getting frustrated, or maybe we're just in our happy place, whatever it might be, just noticing the habits and the tendencies of the mind. Now we'll come rolling up to seated. If you have a little cushion that you can sit on, or you can roll up your mat or just sit on the floor. And we'll take the arms out to the sides, palms facing forward. Try and get our thumb and our pinky as far away from each other as we can. Just taking a few deep breaths. Then I'll mirror you for a little while. Take the left ear down toward the left shoulder and really reach those right fingertips a little farther away. Feeling that opening all the way through the right side of the neck and shoulder and out through those fingertips. And then we'll turn and gaze down toward that left knee, reach those right fingertips a little farther back behind us. Noticing how that changes the stretch in the neck and the shoulder. And then reaching those right fingertips long, we'll start to turn the gaze up like we're trying to place the back of our head on that left shoulder and lengthening through the front side of the neck. Notice if we've collapsed into the spine, sit up nice and tall. And then back through center, take the right ear to the right shoulder, reach those left fingertips a little bit farther. Notice if the arms are getting heavy. See if you can reinvigorate. Reach all the way through to the tips of the fingers. And then gaze down toward that right knee, lengthening a little more toward the left side of the room. And turning the gaze up, taking those left fingers a little bit forward to lengthen up through the whole front of the neck. Let the breath be nice and long. And we'll take an inhale to center. Hold the breath at the top. Lengthen a little more through the fingertips. And then exhale, place the hands down as far out to the sides as we can. See if you can walk the fingertips out to where your palm is floating and just the tips of your fingers are barely touching the floor. Feeling that length through the shoulders, through the biceps and triceps, all the way up through the neck. Just feeling as long as we can. And then see if we can walk the fingertips maybe another centimeter farther away. And then again, let's take the left ear to the left shoulder, really feeling those right fingertips long and reaching away. And then we'll bring those fingers slightly forward on the right side so that they're over the right knee. We'll turn the gaze up again like we're trying to place the back of the head on the left shoulder. And walking those fingertips all the way around and then back at an angle, and we'll turn our gaze down to that left knee. Same deep breaths. Let the head come back to center, walk the right fingers back to center, and then take the right ear toward the right shoulder. Keeping that length in the spine, length in the breath. And walking the left fingertips forward out over the left knee, turning the gaze up, trying to place the back of the head on the right shoulder. See if you can walk those left fingers a little farther away. And then walk the left fingers back behind us at a 45-degree angle. Turn and gaze down toward that right knee. Deep breaths. And releasing, we will head out to a plank and top of a push-up. And then walk our feet to our hands, feet hip distance apart, knees nice and bent, relaxing the torso over the knees. Feel the weight of the head, weight of all that work we just did in the shoulders and neck. And then we'll send that left foot all the way back to the back of our mat. Place the left knee down. Untuck the toes. We'll just sink into this lunge. And we'll take an inhale, try and shine the heart up. Exhale, and we'll straighten that front leg as much as we can. Maybe there's still a pretty deep bend in there, but if we can, press that right hip back, pull the right toes, and then inhale coming forward. Drop the hips. And exhale, heading back. Move with your breath here for just a little while. And then tuck the back toes, step forward, left foot meets the right, send that right foot back, place the right knee down, untuck the toes. Inhale, shine the heart up, and exhale, heading back. Notice the thoughts, notice the focus, notice your breath. And again, tuck those back toes, bring the right foot to meet the left, send that left foot back. Make a little pillow by folding the side of our mat for that back knee if you'd like. And then we're going to come up. I'm just going to place our hands on our thigh and then gently sink the hips forward. We'll take an inhale here. Feel that strength pulling the feet in toward each other. And as we exhale, we'll just let the knee fall out to the side, rolling onto the outside of the right foot. Now it might just be a little bit of a movement, just opening the hips slightly to the side as we exhale. Inhale, pulling it right in alignment. Exhale, let it come out. Strengthening that hip, strengthening the hamstring, strengthening our balance. We can take that right foot out to the right side if we're having trouble with balance. And you can stay here or you can place both hands down, but continue, inhale and pull that knee in. Exhale, send it out to the side. Come all the way down to the forearms if your body is able, stopping anywhere along the way. Now let's I'll place our hands down on either side of that front foot. And at first, we're just going to bend that back knee. Use the strength of that hamstring, pulling that heel in toward our glute, and then sinking our hip down toward the earth to open up that left quadricep. If you'd like, you can reach back with one hand or the other and hold that foot. Or just continue pulling that heel towards your glute with the strength of the posterior side of that left leg. Same deep breaths. And releasing that side, tuck the left toes, bring that left foot up to meet the right. Take the feet out to the edges of our mat. A little bend in the knees, releasing the torso. Clasp opposite elbows if you'd like. Or just release the weight of the head, shoulders, arms. And send that right foot back. Fold the side of the mat, make a little pillow. Place that right knee down, untuck the toes, and we'll come up. Hand on that left hip, left thigh. Just stay nice and long through the spine. Take an inhale, and exhale, rolling onto the outside of the left foot, opening that left knee and hip as we exhale. Inhale, pulling it in. Exhale, letting it out. And again, whatever variation you have on the other side, but continue to pull the knee in on the inhale, letting it out on the exhale, feeling stable through the entire movement. So we're working on the strength and flexibility of that hip. With no strength, we have no stability. With no flexibility, we have no mobility. And without a connection to the breath, we have no change. And I'll place our hands down and bend that back knee, really using the strength of that leg to pull that heel in towards your glute, to sink the hips a little farther forward, opening up through that whole right quadricep. Long inhales, long exhales. Reaching back with that hand if we'd like. And then releasing that side. Let the mat unroll. Bring that right foot forward to meet the left. And this time let's bring our feet all the way together. Nice deep bend in the knees. Let the chest relax from the thighs. We'll send that left heel back a little shorter than our regular lunge. Straighten out that right leg as best we can. Press that right hip back. really opening up the hamstrings in a little pyramid. And bring that left foot forward, send that right foot back a little shorter than our regular lunge, straightening out that left leg, pressing that left hip back, lengthening through the big toe, pulling the left heel back, pulling that length in the hamstrings. Now let's turn that left heel in, coming in between. Nice wide-legged forward fold. Turn both toes slightly toward each other and the heels away from each other. And releasing down. And we'll walk over to the left toes, send that left foot to meet the right in downward facing dog, really opening up through the calves. So bend one knee and then the other, and allowing ourselves to press down and open up. Let's get our hands a little closer to our feet so we can reach our right hand to the outside of the left ankle and twist. And place the right hand down, the left hand to the outside of the right ankle. And then walking back out, place the knees down, right under the hips, the hands right under the shoulders. Drop the belly, lift the heart. Inhale in. Exhale in reverse. Take a few cat and cows, at the pace of your own breath. And allow the spine to come back to neutral. And at first we're going to just come down to our forearms. With our hips right over our knees, we're coming into rabbit pose. It's a good prep pose for child's pose and headstand. So at first we'll just place the crown of our head down on the earth. Or maybe this is enough. Just looking for that really hard spot in the skull. Putting a little bit more weight toward the head and arms. You can stay right there. Or you can bring the hands so that they are in tripod position. So the hands will be close back toward your knees. Puts a good bit amount of more weight in the head. For the full expression of rabbit, we interlace the fingers behind the back and send the pinkies up and over like the rabbit's ears perking up. It's beginning to feel that length through the whole cervical spine to the whole neck before we attempt a headstand of any kind. If that isn't your practice, you want to start with a tripod headstand and just start to lift the knees and place one knee at a time on the elbow, like a lot of kids just naturally do, to be upside down. Or spend a few breaths just starting to feel the weight on our head. Can we still feel the strength of our neck? The space in between each vertebra, even as that pressure is placed on them. Long inhales, long exhales. Then we'll untuck the toes, keep the big toes together. Release the hands down if they aren't already. We'll walk the knees out to the edges of our mat. Send our hips back toward our heels. You can place your forehead straight on the ground, and the hands can come out in front of us and be a little more active in our child's pose, or the hands can come down by our sides. Releasing down. Be here for a little while. If this is not comfortable, you can grab a support, a blanket, a towel, any zafu meditation cushion, and place it under your head. Or if your hips and legs are just not having it, you can place it under your hips, or even all the way on your heels, to give yourself a little more space to feel the restorative nature of this simple pose and this simple release. We'll come up to seated. Bring our knees together and sitting on our heels, pressing down with the tops of our feet. So you can send some of the weight back behind you by engaging your core. If you have really strong ankles, you can lift the knees. It's a wonderful stretch for the whole front of the bottom leg. And then we will sit to the side, let the feet come out in front of us. Legs nice and straight, lined up with those hips. Grab on wherever we can, and we'll take an inhale, lengthen, and exhale and round. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, round. Inhale, nice and long. Pull back on the toes, and exhale, releasing it all down. Inhale, and exhale. Take one more inhale in. Reach the fingers out in front of us. Exhale, round into the spine. Lower ourselves all the way down to our mats. Turn the palms up. Tuck one shoulder blade and then the other, and allow ourselves to sink down in a nice restorative shavasana. Gently refocusing on each inhale and each exhale. Listening to the sounds that are close by and the sounds that are far away. Allowing ourselves to stay right where we are, melting into our mat. Or find your way back to that same comfortable seated position which we started this journey together. Wherever you are, inhale, reach the arms out and up. Bring the palms together and exhale them down in between the eyes. May your life be filled with enlightened thoughts. Inhale, exhale, the hands in front of the mouth. May you always have the patience for enlightened speech. Inhale, exhale, the hands in front of the heart. May your heart have the healing it requires.